Welcome back to Rent a Girlfriend, an anime about a psycho, a gold digger, an undiagnosed yandere, and a wannabe Makima. After the incredible success of last season, not the anime, I meant my video of the anime, I decided to do that again. But no man can go through the horror of watching Rent a Girlfriend alone, so I invited my mum to join me. This season starts with each character giving a recap of what happened last season, and everyone has a different opinion on what happened last season. And they're all wrong. Watch my video for the truth. But the writers decided that not only were they going to recap the last season, they were also going to copy it. Season 1, episode 1 starts with Kazuya being sad because he got dumped, and season 2, episode 1 starts with Kazuya being even sadder because the girl he pays money to spend time with him is about to stop spending time with him. Or at least she wants to. She's a character in a play, and she was hoping that someone from the audience would scout her for a bigger role, but she didn't get picked. Kazuya went to see this play even though he wasn't supposed to, and Chizuru catches him later with the guidebook of the play. Or at least I think it's a guide. I have no idea what this thing actually is. I'm not very cultured. All I know is he wasn't supposed to have it. What followed was possibly the most... Look, I don't like using this word, but I'm gonna use it. What happened next was by far the most incel thing I've ever heard.
Like hell, my situation is the same as yours. I'm gonna rent you next week.
Huh?
And then I'll rent you the week after that, and the week after that too. I won't stop.
Do you have any idea how much money that's gonna cost you?
No, and I don't care.
I was getting secondhand embarrassment from this guy, and he ain't even real. He wants to get a second job to earn more money so that she'll spend more time with him, and with the money that Chizuru gets from him, she's gonna use it to get acting classes so she can get bigger roles in plays, and with the bigger roles she'll get more money, and with the extra money, she'll have no need for Kazuya. He's literally speedrunning her to spend less time with him. He's literally the only loser in this situation. How can one man suck this hard? Oh, and after all that, she turns him down, and I thought he couldn't be any more of a loser, but nope. I was wrong. Kazuya hits a new low. Now watch closely to what happens next. Chizuru's gran told Kazuya that Chizuru was very needy when she was a little girl, and this was the first thought he had.
Kazuya, I feel so empty inside.
Come here. I can fill you all the way up. All the way.
If you are anything like this, sort your life out, son. Unless you're like 14 to 19. In that case, you do you, you horny little teen. Speaking of teenage emotions, Kazuya's ex-girlfriend, Em, well, her name is Mummy, but I'm not saying that any more than I have to, so we're gonna call her Em again. She comes to Kazuya's house completely unannounced and completely uninvited. Kazuya and Chizuru have to hide, because Em promised Chizuru that if she sees her with Kazuya again, she's gonna tell everyone that she's a rental girlfriend. Somehow they escape her gaze. However, they're not safe yet, as the very next day, Em tells Kazuya that she knows Chizuru is a rental girlfriend. And then she's like, oh my god, it's all my fault that you got a rental girlfriend. And yeah, it 100% is her fault. To cheer Kazuya up, Ruka decides to make him a home-cooked meal, and this guy wants nothing to do with it because Chizuru wasn't the one making it. Like, come on, guy, this was a teeny tiny bit funny the first time, but now it's just really, really sad. Ruka then informs Kazuya that she'll be staying the night. Like, excuse me? Isn't he supposed to ask you, or even, like, offer? It's not something that you just come out and be like, yeah, I'm spending the night, good luck, guy. But Ruka has indisputable proof and evidence that she should stay over. They've been kinda, sorta, dating, I don't really know what to call this. They've been doing whatever this is for a while now, so she says it's time they take their relationship to the next level. Also, there's a Category 5 typhoon outside, so she couldn't leave, even if she wanted to. And for some reason unknown to all but God, Kazuya keeps talking about jacking off, and this small piece of me believes my mum didn't hear him say this, but the rest of me knows that she definitely heard him say this. Speaking of stuff people weren't supposed to hear, the next morning when Ruka leaves, she yells goodbye to Kazuya, and she talks about what an amazing night they had together, and Chizuru next door hears all of this. Ruka is a menace for real, for real. Remember this girl, the future billionaire? Well, she goes on another practice date with Kazuya, but this guy is only using her so she can help him find a gift for Chizuru's birthday. More importantly, this girl's communication skills have somehow gotten even worse, if it was even possible. Well, I mean, obviously it's possible because it just happened. And not really much happens until episode 18, where we discover Kazuya has a foot fetish. I mean, why else would he be doing this? But that's not the worst part of episode 18. The worst part was when I told my mum that this dude is funny, and then all he did for like 40 seconds straight and 7 seconds gay was talk about Kazuya's dick. Like, why? Are you trying to get me killed? But no, I'm not the only person he tried to kill. He's trying to kill Kazuya and Chizuru as well. He invites Kazuya to a night out with another group of friends, and Chizuru just so happens to be a part of this other group of friends. But she's not in girlfriend mode. She's in a disguise, which gets completely ruined in 5 seconds. Luckily for Kazuya and Chizuru though, their friends are all complete morons.
Birds of a feather flock together. You run around with losers, you will end up a loser.
Kazuya then finally gets to sleep with Chizuru. She walks his drunk ass home, then he bursts into tears in front of her, then vomits in front of her. This is what peak masculinity looks like. Then in the bathroom, once he's stopped throwing up, he rolls onto Chizuru and just decides to fall asleep on top of her. But it's about to get even worse for Chizuru. The next morning, a hungover Kazuya finds that he's in a group chat with everyone from the night before, and in this group chat is everyone's personal contact information, including Chizuru's. Now, if Kazuya was a normal human being, this wouldn't be a problem at all, but he's not. He's not normal, and it's a stretch to call him a human being. But before he can do anything totally psychotic with Chizuru's personal information, he has to go to work. And look who came crawling back! She's here to do something that isn't plot relevant, so the writers decide to make it plot relevant. Ruka is feeling very threatened by M, and Kazuya is not helping things by barely acknowledging Ruka's existence. This isn't just because Kazuya is a horrible person, but it's also because he doesn't want M to get any more dirt on him. Sadly for Kazuya though, Ruka didn't get this message.
Which means Kazuya belongs to me now, so stay away from my boyfriend!
Ruka, please don't say...
Also, I think you maybe have the wrong idea about something. Acting all cool because you're his ex-girlfriend? What, you think you're so special to him because you were his first girlfriend? That's a laugh! Sure, he leers at every cute girl he sees, so maybe he does come off as easy.
Hey,
but
that
he's
is not how I
like you
come off.
anymore.
M, satisfied with this new information, left. But Kazuya's day is only going to get worse. Not much worse, but you always want the line to be stationary or going up. Never down! Chizuru has officially been a rental girlfriend for 1 year. After seeing this, Kazuya celebrates. This celebration was then ruined by the fact that Chizuru now costs 1,000 yen extra to rent. That's $10 by the way. And then this Giga Simp celebrates that! He has to pay more so she'll spend time with him, and he's celebrating! Why? With this extra money, she's just gonna leave him quicker! However, there is one benefit to Chizuru being upgraded. They're now allowed to do more stuff on dates. And Kazuya didn't even hesitate. He made Chizuru wear a schoolgirl outfit on the date. Like, mate, this ain't a kinky place! This is a public space! Why can't he just go on a normal date? Rhyme over. In all seriousness though, they're both fresh out of school. They're way too young to have a kink for this. After the date, we're reminded of Kazuya's gran, and just how into Kazuya and Chizuru's relationship she is. She decided that to celebrate Kazuya's birthday, they should hold a joint birthday party for him and Chizuru, even though Chizuru's birthday party happened like 4 months ago. Ruka calls Kazuya on his birthday and tells him that she's fine not seeing him on his birthday, just as long as Chizuru doesn't see him as well. Now, Kazuya does the worst thing possible here. Instead of lying like he normally would by telling Ruka that he won't see Chizuru at all, he decides that now is the perfect time to be an honest man. This breaks Ruka's heart, but unfortunately for Kazuya, it doesn't break her spirit. So when Kazuya gets to his mum and dad's house for the party, Ruka was already there waiting for him. No one inside was happy to see her, but Ruka came prepared. She's gonna win them over. And she does! Rare Ruka dub! Kazuya's gran even stops Kazuya from covering her mouth when she tries to tell them something. The something in question was the truth. The truth that Chizuru is a hoe, and not even a diamond one. But before she can tell them, she's stopped by a phone ringing. And of course, it was Chizuru calling. She's not coming because her gran fell over earlier in the day. Another Ruka dub. But Chizuru's gran heard her on the phone and then sent her to the party. Well, party is a strong word. She sent her to the gathering. And she undoes all the hard work Ruka had done by asking to pray at the family altar. Is that a normal thing? Is Ruka an idiot for not doing this, or is Chizuru super weird for asking to do this? I don't know. I simply don't know enough. Now that Chizuru has re-established dominance, Ruka's spirit is basically finished. And Kazuya's gran decides to absolutely destroy it. She gives Chizuru an engagement ring. What? Does she have dementia? Does she forget that she's not the one dating Chizuru? Also, she's 20! Isn't there an age gap? Ruka, as a final act of defiance, kisses Kazuya on his way to the bathroom. Then somehow, in all the awkwardness, things get worse. Chizuru's grand collapsed again, and they all go to the hospital to see her. In a private moment, Chizuru tells Kazuya that her grand doesn't have long left to live. And Kazuya decides, at this very moment, he simply has to tell Chizuru's gran the most devastating news she's ever heard. And the worst part is, he thinks he's in the right! He's gonna ruin what's left of this old person's life, and he's convinced he's the hero! Naturally, Chizuru stops him because she's not a complete psychopath. Also because if he stops the lie, then she'll lose her biggest source of income. This girl all about them Benjamins. The very next day, this psycho goes on another practice date with the sweetest girl in the anime. Run, Sumi, run! He's crazy! Sumi saw him and Chizuru on their date together and decided to follow the trend. So she dresses up as a schoolgirl. She also did additional research and she takes Kazuya to the aquarium, where her communication skills still suck. But there are penguins, so I would say it evens out. After the date, the very next day, Kazuya bursts into Chizuru's door. She won't take the chain off to let him in. A very wise move, if you ask me. He tells Chizuru for the low price of $20,000, he can make a budget movie for her to star in, so her gran can watch her in a movie before she dies. Chizuru is skeptical as she knows Kazuya doesn't have $20,000 because she has all of his money. But he tells her he's a business student and he could find the money. Now, as an engineering student, I can tell you he's an idiot and cannot be trusted. Not with his own money or with investors' money. Just like all business students. And then guess what? It ends there! Yep, I didn't think it was possible, but this season has a worse ending than the first season. I can't wait for season 3 to end with them talking about cats. This was stupid. So was the last season. And the next one will be even stupider. Now it's time for Watch or Not. The segment where I tell you if you should watch the anime or not. It's a not. This sucked. Subscribe to see me suffer. Bye.